Okay. So I think we mentioned this before. This event doesn't just happen by itself. There's a lot of people involved in putting on this event. Kind of our original goal for this event, we've had IPv6 summits in the past in different cities in North America, and this year we wanted to have an event that focused on a couple of things. One, kind of celebrate the successes that organizations have had deploying IPv6, but then capture those lessons learned, those best practices, the guidance that they obtained through deploying IPv6, and share it with the group to then further additional IPv6 adoption. We wanted to hear from organizations that were doing IPv6 only. And I think you've seen some of that, and you'll continue to hear these themes echoed tomorrow in the presentations. And then we also wanted to reward those organizations who had done a significant amount of work with furthering IPv6 adoption in the geography. And so with that, we had worked with Latif Ladid with the IPv6 Forum in recognizing those internet service providers that had achieved a high percentage of IPv6 subscriber connectivity. And so with that, we had looked at IPv6 measurement site to determine those service providers that had really excelled, and we wanted to celebrate their success and give those organizations awards. And there's people here today to accept those awards on their behalf. Stan Barber from the Texas IPv6 Task Force, who, along with Stefan, formed that organization. Stan, with Google Fiber, had taken and volunteered to help coordinate all of these awards, get them made and present them to these individuals. So then we were also going to recognize the efforts of the task force folks who helped put on this event as well today. So we had awards for those folks as well. So while you're having some refreshments and some cookies, we'll do a few awards here. Stan, you want to say anything?
No, thank you. There are a few people who are not here because they're going to be here tomorrow. So when we get to those awards, I'll just let you know that we're presenting them the award now, but they're not here to accept it. And there is at least one person who's got a proxy here to accept his award. So, but it's an important award, and I want to point out there are two parts to this award. The one part from Latif Ladid, it's a Jim Bound award. I don't know how many of you knew Jim. But he was very important. Excuse me. He was very important in getting IPv6 started here. And so everyone that's receiving an award today is receiving an award named for him. In addition, they're receiving a glass plaque as well. The glass plaque is more from the North American group that put this meeting together, and the Jim Bound Award is from the IPv6 Forum. So we'll start off. This is not an order of penetration. This is an alphabetical order. So no one is best or highest or anything. But some people do start with an A and some people don't. So the first award. Oh yeah, so if you go to the ISOC, the Internet Society website, there's a section of it that shows the amount of penetration of IPv6 usage at various ASs, and this is based on that reporting. And we're giving out the award to those who had 20% or more in the beginning of this year. So that was the criteria that we used to build the list. And we stuck with ISPs. We may at further date give other awards to other sections, but we wanted to pick ISPs this time.
Could I say something too? A little bit more on Jim Bound. For those of you who may not know him, he was very early in internet technologies, was in the IETF. He was mentioned by John Curran this morning when he was talking about IP Next Generation and those founders who were determining what that protocol that we use is going to look like. And he was very instrumental in forming the North American IPv6 task force. When he passed away, it left a big hole in the IPv6 community, and we formed these regional task forces because none of us really felt like we could step into his shoes. And so we had these, regional task forces, and now we come together on these annual events. And Jim's influence was so significant that even Latif's awards that he gives internationally are called Jim Bound Awards.
All right, so let's get to it. If my phone will wake up and let me read the names correctly. The first awardee is from AT&T, John Senderling. You are John.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hold on. Do that slower up front.
Yeah, we have to take a picture.
Okay. Thank you.
Next, we have Charles Liu from Charter Communications. You are, if you stand right here so we can get the picture. You got the picture? Thank you. Next, we have John Jason Brzarski, who's not here today, from Comcast. He'll be here tomorrow to get his, so we'll be holding on to that for now. Alan Skinner from Cox Communications. Stan Barber from Google Fiber.
Well deserved.
Doug Gunster from Hughes. I thought Doug was here. I must have missed him. From Midco, John Peterson. Congratulations. Wayne Allison from Rogers. Sorry, I must have missed Wayne as well. This is next. From Sprint, Benjamin Bitfeld. Ravinder Sirgil from TELUS.
Please allow me, I got to call up my colleague. When I registered, he wasn't confirmed for traveling. Jeffrey, please come up. He's been instrumental in the success of our program.
And accepting on behalf of Verizon, Chuck Sellers. It's Verizon. not anything else. And then finally, Cameron Byrne for T-Mobile.
I'm not Cameron, but I'll accept the award on his behalf. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much. That is the ISP Awards. Now we have the others. And these will be, I'll name them, but they'll be presented by the boss man over here. So we'll start with the boss man for showing outstanding leadership in putting this together, Scott Hogue. For arranging the program, Dan Torbert. For helping us in the West Coast, Ed Horley. For keeping all the bills paid, Chuck Sellers.
And for coordinating the awards and for the Texas chapter leadership, Stan Barber.
This is for John.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Time for Tim.
Yes.